And we are back from the international break. Welcome to a refreshed episode of Head vs. Heart. I am Ose. Over the course of last week, we saw the last round of the AFCON qualifiers, and some countries claimed their spots at this year's AFCON. And as such, on this show, we staked on some of the games. So let's go check out our stakes and the outcome. The very first game we had was Benin-Togo. The head went for Benin to avoid defeat, and the heart went for a straight win for Togo. And in a match that ended with 2-1, of course, the head was right. The very next game we had was Libya-South Africa. The head went for South Africa to avoid defeat, and the heart went for Libya to avoid defeat. In a match that ended 2-1, of course, the head was right yet again. And the very last game we had was Ghana-Kenya. The head went for Ghana, a straight win for Ghana. The heart went for both sides to score. Well, both sides didn't score. Ghana alone gave us 1 goal to Kenya's 0. So Panthers, I am sure if you follow the head in this order, of course, you were smiling to the bank. Now that we know the countries that will be playing at this year's African Cup of Nations, let's shift our focus to the European football. Hi there Panthers, it's a new week, new odds and higher stakes. But just before we give you this week's games and this week's tips, let's get a few words from our betting experts and betting genius who was odds on last week. So Benga, what's up this week?
Yeah, we have a very splendid games last week, and of course I'm expecting a better one again this week. And we are coming back to Europe, and we have seen a number of Africans qualifying for the Nations Cup.
Okay.
So obviously, punters can always be here watching this particular program. So, and I tell you, irrespective of who you are going to follow, sure, you have a better chance of winning watching this program.
Irrespective of who followed him last week. Yeah. Anyways, okay, so let's talk about this week's games. The very first game we've got is Manchester United-Watford.
Manchester United have not been doing too badly, and of course, too bad in the sense that they lost their last 2 games now, and if you look at Watford too, they have been doing well. Against Crystal Palace, they won just before the international break. But looking at their meetings previously, their last 6 meetings, you see Manchester United scoring first. So for this game, I expect Manchester United to open the goal scoring.
Okay, but I am expecting both sides to score just to be safe, seeing as I'm still trying to bounce back from last week's, should I call it fail? Anyways, I'm expecting both sides to score, even though deep down I would have loved a straight win for Manchester United, but I'm just going to play safe and go with both sides to score. Okay, so the next game we've got is Real Madrid-West Ham. What's your take?
Yeah, of course, I know that most of the punters are not really familiar with that West Ham as a name. And of course, they have been doing very badly, I must confess.
They are at the bottom. I know that they're the last
so
right
they
now.
They are the bottom of the log. Of course, they newly got a promotion to La Liga, and after finishing second in the Segunda division, I'm very sure now that they're on the path of going back to that division again, because having 22 points in a number of games has not really been impressive. And the only meeting they had, that was in December 2018, against Real Madrid. It ended 1-0. So I'm expecting Madrid to go all the way and claim straight win.
Straight win for me as well. I mean, you don't need a soothsayer to tell you, like, this is Real Madrid, this is West Ham. How does that even work? It's a straight win, obviously, for Real Madrid. Okay, the last game we've got is Sampdoria AC Milan. What's your take?
Of course, it is another splendid one. We are expecting a very tight game, and of course, an interesting one indeed. Because we look at Sampdoria, they have not been doing badly. They are 9th on the log, and just looking at AC Milan the same way, they have not been doing badly. They are 4th. So when you do these 2 sides coming together now, you expect a very tight game. Okay. Nonetheless, if you look at their previous meeting between both sides, AC Milan have carried the day all through. So winning all 3. So for this game, of course, I said it's going to be tight. I'm expecting AC Milan to avoid defeat.
Yes, as tight as it is, I know AC Milan, it's a straight win for them. They're going to claim victory. Even though Sampdoria is playing at home, and I know that's an advantage, I see AC Milan claiming victory. Okay, folks, so these are the games and these are our stakes. But for your sake, let's do a recap of the games and how we're staking, okay? The very first game is Manchester United-Watford.
Yeah, for Manchester United, I'm expecting them to score first.
Score first, okay. I am going for both sides to score, okay? The next game, Real Madrid-West Ham.
Yeah, for Real Madrid, straight win for them.
Obviously. Anybody that goes to Wesker right now, I really don't know what you're smoking.
Okay. But you can never tell. That could be a very big.
You can tell.
Bold punters can actually go the way and.
It's not being bold. It's just not being smart.
Because if you look at the odd, wow. Of course, nobody is expecting them to win. So.
They're not going to.
Don't know what's going to happen.
Don't just.
But from our
end,
don't
waste your money. From our end, we're telling you to go for Real Madrid, and you know better. You know you should go with us anytime, any day. Okay, the last game, Sampdoria, AC Milan.
Yeah, AC Milan. I'm expecting them to avoid defeat.
Okay, and I am going for a straight win for AC Milan. So punters, there you have it. Come on board and stake with us. Stake like we're staking with NARIABET. And remember that even if one game spoils your tickets, complete that for me.
We go still pay.
Okay, folks. So we'll see you in the very, very next episode. Toodles.
Bye.